Now this is what I wanted ever since the first episode of this series, a united Earth Kingdom. In fact, I wanted even more than that. I wanted every single lord to be sworn directly to the Royal Earth Palace in Ba Sing Se, including the Children of Siwang, the Divided, and all the other kinds of spiritualities that we might have. However, now that I've united the Earth Kingdom this far, it turns out it's not actually as useful as I thought it would be. And this is for several reasons. We're going to start with Dai Li first. Ever since I converted away from the Ba Sing Se heritage, I lost the ability to raise the Dai Li. And this is a big deal because they are an incredibly powerful tool, both in offensive and defensive wars, because they are well, an elite force of earthbenders, incredibly powerful. You have basically no cost if you're fighting the Fire Nation, for example, and you have very little cost if you're fighting any other wars. And they basically are cheaper than your retinue, and they replenish much faster than your levies. So they are incredibly powerful, even if you just use them as a last resort, kind of as a last offensive tool, as I tried to do. And losing the ability to raise them significantly weakens our position militarily in this world right now. So it's probably not a good idea as the Earth King to convert away from the Ba Sing Se heritage. Now, I'm pretty certain that if we were to convert back, we would get the ability to once again raise the Dai Li. I'm not sure. Maybe they're gone forever, but I don't think so. I think they work just like any other military order. So that's the first thing. Secondly, we actually by accepting all of these people as vassals, we are losing money due to the Earth Kingdom upkeep modifier. So we're losing out on 60% of all of our tax. Now I think this actually only counts for the tax for our personal domain, and then we also have a hefty, well, I guess you couldn't really say discount, but yeah, a huge debuff when it comes to the vassal tax of our nobles, burghers, and clergy, minus 50%. That's really significant, up to the point that now that most of the Earth Kingdom is actually under our control, we are losing money, and that is without actually fully paying my current retinue. I have set the retinues to not reinforce, and we're still losing money just like that, and that is pretty insane. And obviously this reduces our capabilities of waging successful wars incredibly, because I basically have to rely on my levied forces, the levied forces of my vassals, and that is not a good thing, because even though they are much higher than they used to be, they do not nearly, they don't replenish nearly quickly enough in order to fight an effective war against anyone, really. So that's the second problem. And the third problem is, in fact, that it's incredibly difficult to keep this realm together. Now, this is something that is just, usual to the usual nature of CK2. Keeping your vassals happy is never easy, but it seems incredibly difficult in the Earth Kingdom especially, because with the exception for the Governor Mikasa of Baja, if we have a look at the people in the Independence faction, they have an average opinion of us of, I would say, 30. And if I say 30, I'm actually being a little bit, I'm underestimating that a little bit. But let's agree on a average opinion of plus 30. Now, if we accept that 0 is neutral, then plus 30 is a pretty good relation with a lot of our vassals, and yet still they all join the Independence faction. And if I was to wage any war to lose any more wars, they would rise up again, even though they have just a couple of days ago accepted the vassalization offer. So yeah, overall, it does not seem like a good idea to actually, unite the Earth Kingdom in the way I have done. So you rather want to utilize these people as tributaries, because you're going to make much more money, then you can utilize your retinue much more effectively, and you can obviously use the Dai Li to fight your wars. Now, one thing that I've never done, because I felt it was kind of too overpowered, was to actually call in my tributaries into my wars. Now, I'll show you the difference. If I was to raise the troops of Governor Long of Boluo, I would get 600 men, just like that. This includes this entire realm. 600 men I get from this guy, and effectively no money due to the huge debuff that we get here as the Earth Kingdom, or the Earth King, or Earth Queen in our case. So that's 600 men. However, if this guy was our tributary, he would be paying us money the entire time, and if we were to fight the Fire Nation and call him in, he would provide us with about 5,000 men. That's a huge difference, and he even has the fleet to carry his troops around. And we saw this a little bit in the war against the Fire Nation to retake Yudao, that these vassals, and we only called in like maybe 4 vassals, they were able to amass like 10,000 troops, and they were pretty much capable to oppose whatever the Fire Nation threw at them in this area. So this is hugely overpowered, and I think this is the way the Earth Kingdom needs to be played in order to be incredibly successful. I still think that, I mean, I don't regret anything. I found this was incredibly fun to do this. However, I have one problem now. I kind of wanted to show you one last war against the Fire Nation. I don't want to finish every single war, because we saw that we already won. I mean, what could be more difficult than fighting a huge rebellion in the inside, in the inside of the Earth Kingdom, while at the same time being at war with the Fire Nation? Nothing can be really more difficult than that, and we won still. So I don't think it's really challenging at this point anymore. I think I've basically beaten the series. But there's one more thing I wanted to do. I just wanted to have a last glorious war against the Fire Nation, because we couldn't really celebrate our victory in the last episode simply due to the fact that we had to fight our vassals right after. So I want one more very nice war where we can celebrate the sack of the Fire Nation capital. But in order to wage another war, I want to show you the power of a rather disunited Earth Kingdom. So I want all of these vassals to be independent again, pay me some good money so I can get my retinue up and all these kinds of good stuff. The problem I have is I cannot grant independence to these people because they are a Earth Spirituality de jure vassal. Now, I don't know what that means. Perhaps that means that if I was to convert to the Ba Sing Se heritage again, I could grant them independence. I don't know if that is true, but either way, I can't simply switch religions. So I would have to, either use console commands, or I would have to just wait until the independence faction rises up and then accept their demands. But then I wouldn't really have a control over who becomes independent. Alright guys, so I decided to use the console commands here to get ourselves back to the Ba Sing Se heritage. I know it's cheating, but as I said, I think the series is done anyways, and I just want to show you something, so for my own sake, I made this a little bit faster. So basically, 2 good things happened. Now that I am Ba Sing Se heritage again, I have the ability to raise the Dai Li. There was no problem, they just came back. I mean, I guess they've never left, I just didn't have the ability, or they didn't pop up here, I guess. That was the whole difference. Now, I was able to grant independence to all of these people. Now, the only people I haven't given independence to yet are either vassals that have lands directly in Ba Sing Se. For example, this guy right here is somewhat affiliated with La Ogai here in Ba Sing Se. Also, this lady right here, she's married to my uncle. Sure, I didn't really want her to be independent necessarily, and the other vassals are currently fighting wars. I cannot grant independence to vassals who are currently in a war. And this guy right here I've also not given, because we eventually inherited that from our mother, and I've given it to Li Hao, the Unchaste. So yeah, I wanted to keep him here as well, and this guy is fighting a rebellion as well. So yeah, I've been granting independence, and a couple of people have already decided to become our tributaries again. They will do that. That will continue. We'll always have pop-ups of people returning to offer their services, and you will notice that we are going to make more money because of it. Now, it will update in a month or so, but yeah, it is significant. Look at this. Now we're making 2 ducats all of a sudden. We were going from -2 to making, yeah, 4 ducats, I don't know. It's insane. It's a huge difference, and that actually allows us to, you know, colonize and stuff. So I think this is truly the better way to do this. Look at this. We're all of a sudden making all kinds of money just because I released these people, and now, you know, I can call them to wars if I wanted to. So yeah, I can actually also usurp the state of Yudao. Now, yeah, this obviously I also did not give out because we, you know, we won the war. to take these provinces, so why should I give them away? That wouldn't really make much sense. So yeah, I kept that as well. But most of the other things I have truly given out. I guess, you know what, I could probably well, the thing is, if you are heir to division of Nongchang, I don't know, that's you, right? Yeah, that's why I didn't want to do it, because yeah, that might actually cause some trouble, so I'm not going to do that just yet. And what's this? My lady, it's my opinion that Gotora of the unit would make an excellent military commander. Very well. Yes, we'll just accept commanders. Also, what I've done, I have released all of our prisoners that were able to pay a ransom, except for the Lady of Omashu, because Omashu, we have a very, you know, interesting relationship with Omashu. I think I should probably release them as well. It just would probably make sense. But anyway, look at this. Look how much more money we're making now. Now that all of these people are accepting our, becoming our tributary again. This is insane. I guess, yeah, we're not gonna be cruel here. Or I could make her suffer one more time. No, I think it's fine. You know what we're actually gonna do? We're gonna ransom her. We're gonna ransom her, and we'll give her Omashu back, and we'll grant her independence as well. I think that would be fine. So there you go. Grant a land, a title. We'll give you the division of oh. Alright, well, council doesn't want it, so I can't do it. I can't do it. So we'll have Omashu still under our control. That's fine. It's just that, yeah, the rest of these people I would like as tributaries. We're making so much more money. Yeah, I can't stop saying that. So I will actually turn on the funds for our retinue. Now this is one big thing that is obviously hurting us more, is the fact that we cannot have as many or as big of a retinue as we used to have. But here's the thing, effectively we have now more retinue than we had before, because we can actually pay it, whereas before we couldn't. So let's get some more earthbenders and maybe even more infantry company. Yes, that's fine, and we'll get you all guys together over here. So yeah, I think this is just much better. And now once everyone has accepted, we'll threaten the vassal, of course. We'll get everyone, you are forgiven. Yes, we'll get everyone together, and I think we'll declare the war on the Fire Nation. Now, one thing that is also different is obviously we have much less fleets. But it's not really a big problem, as there are always mercenary fleets that you can hire in order to get your troops transported. So it's not really that big of a deal. It's really not that big of a deal. So yeah, I could usurp the state of Yudao. I don't know if I really want to be honest. But I would like to colonize Yudao. In fact, we're gonna lose all kinds of things and a little bit of gold. That's perfectly fine though. That's perfectly fine. We're actually, okay, we're losing money now. That is because I have our retinue set to reinforcing. In fact, I probably should turn that off. Yeah, I will probably turn that off, in fact. So let's do that. And I think one more thing, I will actually go off camera one more time. We'll wait for all of these people to accept. We'll wait for our retinue to get ready, and we'll strike at the Fire Nation one more time. Now, when I said we're gonna fight the Fire Nation one more time, I wasn't exactly being honest, because I actually fought the Fire Nation 16 more times, and the war I'm going to declare right now is going to be war number 17. As you can see, I've spent the last 59 years off camera, and there's a good reason for this. I'm going to show you in a second. We're going to declare this war right now, and don't be disappointed that I have not shown you what I have done. As you can see, I've liberated quite a bunch of provinces. Now, don't be upset that I've not shown you, because the war you'll see right now is going to progress in the exact same manner that the other previous 16 wars have gone on, basically. So there, you have not missed, you will not have missed anything. I will let you guys catch up on what I have actually been doing the last 60 years while we fight the war. So I'm going to declare not the 100 Years War. Now this is a war goal, like casus belli, that I've been using for the last 16 wars, but I'm not going to be using this time, because taking over this province wouldn't really, you know, help me much, and I want to declare one last war. So therefore I've actually gained a claim on the capital province of the Fire Nation. Now you will see I'm no longer playing as Queen Mia, I'm actually playing as Queen Mikasa, and this is actually the third claim that I've gotten on the capital of the Fire Nation, because my previous kings, they simply died before I could actually claim it. Anyways, so let's just go ahead and declare this war for now, and now you will see why I did not want to show you this. So we're gonna declare the war, and as I said, we're gonna use our allies. Now, one thing I want to just make sure here, when I declared this first war on my own, just to kind of check out, how things are going, I made sure to only call in the people who have previously been our vassals, right? So I've released everyone that we previously had, like this guy down here who had revolt, and these people were also our vassals. The only one I still kept is Grand Secretariat of Dongfang, because he is Ba Sing Se. I simply cannot grant independence to him, right? So yeah, that's that. But now I'm actually going to call in every person you see. I'm going to call in the Sandbenders, I'm going to call in the Divided, I'm going to call in the Serpent Lords that have never been our vassal, for the simple reason of, well, me being a little bit stressed out, and you'll see why in a second. So basically, I'm going to hold down the C button for confirm, and I'm just going to mad click on these things. I'm going to call all of our allies into this war, and you're going to see the might of the Earth Kingdom. Now, this is going to take a while, and I'll tell you one thing. After I've called everyone in here, I still have to do a lot of clicking. And this is the sole reason I didn't show you, because it's not really all that interesting. The wars itself are actually faster than what I'm doing right now. This is what takes the long time, and obviously it was quite tiring for my hand. So yeah, it wouldn't have really been good content. So now we're gonna go forward, and you'll see all kinds of pop-ups coming up, which I'll have to click through again. There is no button I can click. I've tried enter, I've tried confirm, everything, nothing will work. I have to actually click my mouse, which is incredibly annoying. I've also tried to turn off my settings to, you know, not get these pop-ups, but nope, they spawn. So yeah, this is what I had to do for the past 16 years, because every war was exactly the same. So yeah, I'm clicking through this, and once all of our vassals have accepted, we can actually, oh my god, we can actually go forward and see the might of the Fire Nation. I might actually want to go a little bit slower here, because we do want to enjoy this. As I said last time, we weren't able to fully celebrate our occupation of the Fire Capital because of the revolts at home, but this time, for the end of this series, I want to celebrate our triumph in the Fire Palace. So for this, I have actually prepared my retinue here. This is the retinue and the Royal Guard, led by one of our commanders, and I have the ships of some of our vassals. I'm using these troops because you can declare wars with your retinue and some other people raised, but you cannot declare war if you have any levies raised. So therefore, I'm using these guys, and I don't actually need them. I just kind of want them for the roleplay purposes, and you will see that in a second. So as you can see, a bunch of our vassal troops are already in place, and that is because, as I said, we've been fighting a bunch of wars, and these are the retinues that have not made it back home just yet. So yeah, as I said, we're just gonna go forward, maybe even a little bit slower here. Basically what I've done, I've initially decided that I would go forward off camera and retake all of the Earth Kingdom provinces that the Fire Nation has stolen from us, or from our, oh my god, now, stupid thing. Anyway, all the provinces that the Fire Nation has taken from us, like these colonies that they have established here. I've also actually conquered the pirate, but yeah, that's just as an aside. And after I've done this, I've decided, you know what? It kind of looks shitty that this air temple down here does not belong to us. So I conquered this province as well. And then I thought, you know, if I'm going that far and even taking back our island, which has also been taken by a Fire Nation, I might as well take this air temple. And then I just decided to, you know, take this air temple as well. And then there was only one last air temple left, and I took it as well. And last but not least, we had the Boiling Rock, the prison that was used by the Fire Nation to imprison all of the Earthbenders that they've taken in previous wars. So I liberated that as well, and now the final war, I've come back to show you when we take the capital of the Fire Nation. So this is what happened. We had several rulers. We obviously left off with Mia. She was actually killed. She was assassinated. That was a stupid vassal thing that was going on. No one actually tried to kill me. I just clicked the wrong button where some vassals tried to kill each other, and then I clicked something wrong, and eventually I ended up being killed. Then my grandfather, Juan, he died very young, 26 years old, of a pneumonia. Then my father, King Li the Butcher, he died of severe stress at the age of 28. So yeah, we had very short-lived kings there. Now one thing I want to point out, my grandmother, Mikasa Hao, she is the latest, or she's the last remaining member of the Hao family, the one that was founded by Zahir Hao, the firebender who initially warned us of the threat of the Fire Nation. So yeah, she's the last living member. She eventually married into our house, and so yeah, we now have firebender blood in us. So I think that it makes a lot of sense that we take over the Fire Capital. But yeah, this is some childhood event. It doesn't really matter that much because I want to see this war. Our retinue and our Royal Earth Kingdom Guard is going to make their way to the Fire Capital. We're going to siege it down and then to the Fire Palace itself. I have my diplomat still here fabricating that claim, and we also have our espionage expert here just because I wanted to get some vision on it. So yeah, you can already see the might of the Fire, no, not the Fire Nation, but the Earth Kingdoms. It's incredible. I don't know how long it actually takes my people. You know what? I think I have not actually... yeah, okay, that is obviously smart. I saw people move and I thought they were my own troops, but they were not, in fact. So yeah, you can already see the might of the Earth Kingdom. This is how all the wars went. I did not have to do a single thing myself. I let all of this be conquered by my vassals. Seriously, that's how it went with all of the other provinces. Now, sometimes I did use my royal guard or other armies that I had, like my retinue, just to do some sieges, but it was not really necessary. Look at this, 20,000 men. It's just more and more people are pouring in, destroying, absolutely obliterating the Fire Nation forces. Just look at that. It's amazing. And this is how all of the wars have gone. And yeah, I think we've definitely shown the might of the Earth Kingdoms, and yeah, I just wanted to come back to celebrate this with you. There's actually a couple more people I could call in. It's not necessary. It's not even necessary to do that. And we're still, making a lot more money. Now, we're actually losing money right now simply due to the fact that I'm, trying to build up my retinue. I actually pay my retinue, which I don't really have to do. But yeah, let's do it anyway. I think we can go forward a little bit faster here, just because I would like to siege down all of these provinces quickly. It's just amazing. This is what we're going to leave off with. Yes. And now, the good thing about this, actually, we might not be able... Oh, you know what? We're not going to be able to finish in 930. Now, here's a problem. My two ancestors, my father as well as my grandfather, both had a claim on the Fire Nation capital. I fabricated these claims and we gotten them relatively quickly. But then they died without me being able to actually press their claims. And now I actually had to wait quite a long time to get my claim. So yeah, I was not able to declare the war earlier than that. So yeah, I was kind of hoping we could finish this series and this final war in 930, because that will be the official end of the 100 Years' War. But yeah, we're a little bit late. It actually does take us a little bit longer, and stupid thing. Anyway, false accusations. Yeah, whatever, it makes no matter. We've actually already sieged the Fire Capital. There's some more firebenders trying desperately to defend their homes, but they're just gonna fall. So this is it. Yes, look at the might, and this is not even all their troops. Should I show you? All right, I can't click this MIP. Let me show you what kinds of forces we still have left at home. That's just amazing. Yep. So the Earth Kingdom, I should say, is definitely overpowered if you use the subjects the way I have just used it. If you just call in every single person, you're unstoppable, because it's basically you don't even have to do anything. I wouldn't even have to put any troops in here at all. It's not necessary. So yeah, the AI can totally handle this on their own. You don't have to do anything yourself, but it obviously makes things a little bit faster. So it seems like we might be 1 year late of finishing the 100 Years War. That really depends. I guess, you know what I should do? I might actually storm this. The Fire Palace has already been taken, but the Royal City must be taken as well. You know what? We're also going to take the Caldera Fortress if we can do that in time. Actually, you know what? This Caldera Fortress might take a while. So let's assault this. Oh, 44 days. We're at 100%. You know what? That's fine. We've taken Caldera Fortress. We've taken the Royal City. We've taken the Temple of the Capital, as well as the Fire Palace and the Fire Capital. I think that's fine. The City of the Fire Capital and the Royal Plaza. This is all we need. This is all we need to bask in the glory of our realm. We have completely obliterated and humiliated the Fire Nation. Yes, they will lose everything that they have ever had. There you go. Look at that. The Earth Queen Mikasa the First. She has taken over the Fire Palace and the Fire Capital. Very, very nice. So we've broken the Fire Imperialism. The Fire Nation is broken themselves, and now that we have peace restored to the realm, I guess we can start on building a new world. And this time Yu Dao is not going to be the capital city. I think, in fact, the Fire Nation capital will be the new capital city. But yeah, I know it's probably not the best to kind of slam this here at the end of this episode that has already been going on for quite some time, but I initially didn't, you know, intend for it to take that much longer. So maybe this is not the perfect ending for this series, but I'm sure I will be making another series of this mod very soon. As soon as the mod gets updated, I will either play as one of the water tribes, or maybe as one of the air nomads, or perhaps even the avatar, or some kind of combination of these things. But that will not happen until probably end of January next year. But in any case, that was it for my Earth Kingdom series. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.